Hello everybody, this is Mr. Charnetsky, and this is our first transformations on Geogebra lesson. This is our first lesson in how to animate. We're going to be doing translations today and reflections. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to geogebra.org and we're going to start our calculator. Now double check that you are in geometry mode, do not graphing mode. Otherwise, things are going to be a little bit different and maybe a little wonky. Okay. The next thing that we want to do for working in this project is we want to show our axes, and we want to show our grid. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up our tools, and we're going to scroll down and hit more again. That way we get all of our tools. Okay. When we are working in GeoGebra with transformations, we want to use polygons as our shapes. That way the whole shape will move at a time. And we can use multiple polygons at a time. So we click on polygon, and we make any sort of closed figure here. So just gonna make something like this, and when you're done, you close it back off, and there's my shape. And I can change it if I want to alter it in any sort of way. I can do that. Also, another pro tip: whenever you do anything in GeoGebra, you usually want to go back to this move button. That way you can move stuff around, and if you're clicking on your screen, it doesn't keep creating extra polygons or extra lines or anything else that you don't want. Okay, so we're going to do translations, which means we're going to slide either horizontally or vertically. The first thing that we need to do for most of our transformations is we need a slider. So we're going to go down to measure, and we're going to find this slider button. If this is not here, then probably what you need to do is you need to scroll back down and hit more so that you get all of your tools. Okay. So go ahead and you'll hit slider and click somewhere on your graph, wherever you want it. You can move it later. And we're going to give it a name. Let's just call this, if we're going horizontal, we'll call it horizontal. You can really call it anything. So the max and minimum, this is just how many units it's going to move to the left or to the right. So we can keep it -5 or 5. We can alter it however we need it so that it animates. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. And now we have this slider. Move here. And it's not doing anything because it's not connected to anything. So we'll keep it at 1 and move on to the next step. Okay, next thing that we need is a vector. You'll find that in lines. You'll see just this vector. And we'll go ahead and click somewhere on our axes here. So we want a major grid line crossing. Okay, so maybe we'll put one right here and put the next one maybe like 1 unit over. Okay. So there's G and H. That's our vector, and this is what's going to actually tell our shape to move, how it's going to move. So we need to hack this a little bit. We need to connect this vector to this slider so that when we toggle the horizontal slider, this will move as well. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go to algebra, and we're going to find point G and H. Those are controlling our vector. And if we click on them, we can see the coordinates of them. Okay. And we don't want to mess with the y coordinate because we're not moving vertically in this instance. We're moving horizontally. And we don't want to mess with G. We'll keep that as the same. But for H, we're going to change that so that we're going to alter the X coordinate so that it's 1, which would put it at on top of G, but plus the name of our slider, so plus horizontal. And if I hit enter, now I'm telling that H coordinate to be at 1 plus whatever this horizontal toggle is. So I'll go back to my tools here, and if I move this, this should move the slider left and right, and it will have the same effect on our vector. Okay. Now we can actually get our shape to move. So if we go down to transform, we'll do transform by vector. So we'll click on that. Click right on the middle of our polygon, and then click right in the middle of our vector. Okay, so there we go. Now we have a transformation where as we slide our slider, it will move left and right. Okay. We have a couple options at this point. We can hide our original shape by going to algebra, and we can like toggle off all of our original shapes or our original points in our polygon. Okay. So that we're only left with the original one. We could even hide our slider, or sorry, not our slider, but our vector. And we could even, if you don't like the points on your shape here, we could hide it so it's just the original polygon. All right. Now if I click this play button on my slider, it will animate. Left and right. Okay. If I want to change some things here on my slider, I can go to settings. Here I can again change how far left or right I want it to go. I can, on the animation, have it go back and forth, or I can have it so it only goes increasing. I can have it so it only goes decreasing. So we can change that. If I want it to move faster, if we go I think if we just, oh, there it is, speed, sorry. Speed, if I wanted to go faster, we can increase this and it will go faster. Some other things that we can do. If we go back to our tools here and click on move. If I click on my polygon, I can change the color, and I can make it darker. If there are other colors that I want, if I hit the plus, it'll open up lots more colors to use. But this is just the basic movement. Okay. The only thing I'm going to show you on this video is how to reflect, which is a pretty simple, tool to use. So if we're going to reflect, we need a line of reflection. So we'll go to line, and we'll put a line down there. And to reflect, we go to reflect about a line. Click on our shape, click on our line, and there's our reflection. and it will reflect and move with your original one.